Hey everyone, it's me Atom, and today we are going to talk about the impact of furry art on the creative industry. Furry art is one of the most misunderstood yet thriving creative movements of the last few decades. For many, it is dismissed as just a niche internet culture and that's about it. And some pretty good porn.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
No. He's got a point.
But if you look closer, you will find something bigger. Furry art has quietly shaped online creativity, influenced professional industries, and built one of the most successful patronage systems for artists anywhere in the world. Today, let's talk about how furry art has impacted the wider creative industry. And yes, we are talking about furry art. Don't worry, this video will be completely safe for work, so you can show this to your grandma as well. Unless she is really into wolves, in which case, say hi.
Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Furry arts didn't just pop into existence out of nowhere. Anthropomorphic characters have been with us for millennia. Another thing that should be mentioned is that anthropomorphic artwork is not a modern or recent thing. It's actually been around for centuries now. I do have a video that is dedicated to this topic, but for this video we're going to keep it short. The oldest known anthropomorphic artwork is the Lionmensch, which was discovered in Germany, as the name pretty much says, and it's the statue of an anthropomorphic lion man. It could be a bear man as well, but usually it's just called lion man. And it dates back to the Stone Age. So yeah, the idea of anthropomorphizing something and, making art out of it is not a modern thing. It's been around for centuries now. Also, Boss can get it. She can get it. Now, when I say art, there's a good chance that the first thing that came to your mind was drawings. And although you are not wrong, as it is a form of art, that is not the only form of art. We do have a tendency to forget this. However, writing is also a form of art. Creative writing is also a form of art, and it's not one that requires you to know how to draw. Obviously, if you can draw and add that into your story, it will be a good plus, but it's not a strict requirement. Music is also a form of art. That one doesn't require you to draw either. For example, one of the biggest furry artworks that I have been enjoying recently is Beastars.
In that get-up. You laughed? Wait, that's a laugh. Why not? I'm taking that as a yes. New Year's Eve under the Gossard overpass at 11 p.m. I'll be waiting! Don't be!
Specifically 1 and 2. I haven't gotten to the other books yet. I have watched the anime as well, and honestly, I love them both. Now keep in mind, I'm not a anime reviewer nor a book reviewer, but so far I have enjoyed both of them quite a lot. From ancient Egyptian gods to medieval beast fables. You can check out my Ancient Furries video to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. But the modern furry art movement took shape in the 1980s with underground comics and fanzines. These fan communities gave artists a space to experiment outside of traditional publishing, laying the groundwork for what would later explode online.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
With the rise of the internet, furry art found itself a new home. Platforms like DeviantArt, Furaffinity, and later on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Telegram, which allowed artists to not just share their artwork but also be commissioned and potentially live off of their work. Unlike mainstream illustration markets where gatekeepers decide what does and doesn't get published, the furry community created its own ecosystem, where demand and passion drives production. This changed the game. Artists didn't just wait for jobs anymore. They were able to straight up just build careers directly with their audience. If it wasn't for furries, half of Patreon servers would probably just be sitting in a warehouse gathering dust. The furry fandom is basically DeviantArt's final boss. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Furry art is one of the strongest examples of a modern patronage economy. Fans commission custom characters, art, and even full-on fursuits, often paying rates that is comparable to commercial work. Platforms like Patreon thrive on this community model, giving artists financial independence. Many illustrators who started in furry art later moved into animation as well as game design, or publishing if they were more on the literary side, taking their skills and unique styles with them. Furries didn't just invent the modern commission economy, they outright perfected it. Like, forget those fuck-ass NFTs, furry commissions are the real digital art gold rush. The furry fandom basically speedran what every setup dreams of: a loyal audience, steady income, and questionable wolf logos. Or dragons. And make no mistake, furry aesthetics have bled into mainstream culture. Animated films like Zootopia or Sing carry very clear anthropomorphic appeal. Game industries draw on furry-inspired characters, designed constantly. Even debates around character design, like the infamous Sonic the Hedgehog movie redesign, show just how much passion exists for anthropomorphic artwork. What used to be a very niche and tiny subculture is now part of a broader conversation in animation, gaming, and internet culture as a whole. Also, can you imagine pitching Zootopia in the 80s? It's a cop drama, but with rabbits and foxes. Yeah, the studio executives would probably need quite a minute to process that one.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
But the impact is not just economic or stylish, it's also about freedom. Furry art pushes boundaries of self-expression, identity, and storytelling. Because the community embraces original characters, artists experiment with styles, genres, and narratives, in ways commercial industries rarely do so. This creative freedom has helped normalize crowdfunding, digital commissions, and even early adoption of virtual spaces like VRChat. Furry conventions are basically Comic-Con, but fluffier, and with way better dance floors, in my humble opinion. Now some people say, but isn't it weird to spend thousands on a costume? I mean, buddy, have you seen what Star Wars cosplayers are willing to spend? At least the furries can vacuum their floors in style.
That's bait.
So, in conclusion, what does furry art tell us about the creative industry? It shows that art doesn't need to be controlled by publishers, studios, or galleries in order to thrive. As long as you have a community behind it, the community's direct support, and passion, artists can build sustainable careers and influence culture at large. The furry fandom proves that creativity flourishes when people have the freedom to explore, commission, and celebrate the art that they love. Furry art may still be misunderstood, of course, but its impact on the creative industry is outright undeniable. It's not just about cartoon animals anymore, it's about the future of art itself to a certain extent. Look, you can make fun of furries all you want, but they're paying artists rent. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for exposure to cover my electricity bill.
Hey there, you having a good day? Well, fuck you.
And that's going to be about it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again later some other time. Goodbye.